But the highlight at the Sport Australia Hall of Fame always is the announcement of the Don Award. Named in honour of the Hall's first legend, Sir Donald Bradman, it is awarded to the athlete who does most to inspire the nation. In 2012, we have 6 contenders. Let's meet them. 8 races, 8 gold medals, and for Jacqueline Freeney, an incredible 100% strike rate at the 2012 London Paralympics. Born with cerebral palsy, Jackie won the 50 freestyle and butterfly, the 100 backstroke and freestyle, the 400 free, the 200 IM, and was part of both relay wins. The young lady from Ballina was a standout. She recovered from a capsize in qualifying to produce one of the heartwarming stories of London 2012. 18-year-old slalom kayaker Jessica Fox took silver on her Olympic debut. The daughter of multiple world champion and British Olympian Richard and French Olympic bronze medalist Miriam, Jess can now claim bragging rights. At 24, she's the queen of the waves and on the way to becoming Australia's most dominant surfer. Stephanie Gilmore capped a magnificent year by taking her 5th ASP World Crown at Biarritz in France. She's only the 3rd Aussie surfer to take 5 world titles, and the best may be yet to come. Anna Meares had done it all before London 2012. She'd won a dozen World Championship gold medals, 4 Commonwealth Games titles and Olympic gold. But her showdown in the women's sprint against arch-rival Victoria Pendleton was the one she just had to win. In front of a huge and parochial crowd, Meares won in straight sets to take Australia's only cycling gold at the Games. Going into the London Olympics, many rated Sally Pearson as a gold medal certainty over the 100 metres hurdles. She was the world's outstanding female athlete of 2011, the world champion. In the end, it would come down to a blink of the eye, a photo finish and a margin of just hundredths of a second. Silver in Beijing in a photo, now gold in London, and the relief was obvious to all. Tom Slingsby was another who wanted to put the disappointment of Beijing behind him when he took to the water off Weymouth in the tiny laser class. The world's outstanding sailor had a string of world championships behind him, but this was the medal that had eluded him. The cornerstone of a massively successful yachting team, Tom Slingsby brought home the gold in style. How would you be separating those? Well, we have. And as we do every year, I invite John Bradman to join us on stage, and with him, Olympic champion and former Don winner Petria Thomas to assist with the presentation.
Good evening, everyone. I'm pleased to tell you that the winner of the 2012 Don Award is Sally Pearson.
Making the presentation, Petria Thomas, the winner in 2005.
Sally, it would be an honour to win the Don in any year, but an Olympic year just has that added bit extra, and particularly the company you beat, considering everything that Anna and Tom and Jackie achieved this year.
Oh, it's absolutely fantastic, and I've been nominated twice for this award, and 3rd time lucky I've won it, and against the competition I was up with tonight is a huge honour. I mean, especially with Anna Meares, you know, we've been through a lot together over the last 4 years, and I count her as one of my really good friends, and all the other contestants. I mean, well done. It's been a fantastic year for everyone this year, and especially with the Olympic Games, it's been a real high for everyone. I think for the general public in Australia as well. Really enjoyed it.
Take us back to the race. Australia expected nothing less than gold, but you knew that there was a world-class field, and they were gunning for you.
Well, it's the Olympics, and you have to expect a world-class field, and that's what I was expecting. And I knew that this year they weren't going to let me beat them by 2/10 like I did last year at the World Championships, and I knew they were going to be on my back. And When I lined up, I don't think many people realised how much pain I was actually in during the Olympics with my back. So for me to come away with the win was something really special for me because of all the ups and downs I had throughout the season. So it was an amazing feat for me, and to see my name as number one across that screen was a huge relief, I think, more than anything. And I've been able to say now that I've done everything I wanted to achieve in this sport, and now I can go out each year at all the major competitions and see how fast I actually can run with no pressure on me, and hopefully I can break that world record one day.
You say that you saw the attention and our attention as support and not pressure.
Yeah, I think for me, and I think for any athlete, I think it's really important to try and turn any, negative things around to a positive thing. Not that the pressure is negative, it's, as I said, it's all support, and everyone wants you to do well just as much as you want yourself to do well. So I try and think of it as support because of that, and I'm glad I got that support. So thanks, guys, it was really nice.
Tell us how you felt after the last race leading into London. You lost that, and it was a rare defeat because you'd been running so magnificently up until then, and as you say, you had the back drama as well. How unsettling was that to your mindset?
Not too much, really. I chucked a bit of a tanty, but athletes do those things sometimes. I think mostly everyone in this room who are athletes or were past athletes understand that you have bad days at the office, and that was just one of them. I wasn't at 100% at that race, mentally and physically, and so to be only beaten by 200ths of a second in my last race before the Olympics and not being 100% was a real encouragement for me, because I knew that when I'm 100%, those girls aren't going to come anywhere near me.
The finish of the race and the minute that seemed like years and years, what do you think now when you have a look at that vision?
I get really quite excited. I don't get to watch it very often, so I get quite nervous watching it because you kind of know what's going to happen, but you know at the same time when you look back on it how you were feeling and how much support you had coming from Australia and how much you wanted to do it for yourself as well as the rest of Australia, because the last thing I saw when I went into the blocks was a sea of yellow right in front of me, and so it was quite inspiring to know that I was doing it for everyone else over there as well. But yeah, it was just amazing. It was just truly amazing.
12.21. They're not random numbers. They're numbers you'd know very well. The world record that stood since 1988, and it's something that you're chasing.
Yeah, I mean, every single time the hurdlers step out on the track, we're racing the best in the world. No one hides from each other when we step out. We're always there ready to compete against each other, and I think that's really unique for women's hurdling, because every other event in athletics, they don't usually like to step out and compete against each other. So every time I think we're all racing for the world record, and now that the girls who got second and third at the Olympics will also be chasing it, because they also lowered their personal best quite dramatically at the Olympic Games. So it's going to be very interesting next 4 years towards Rio, and it'll be interesting to see who comes out the best, but I'll be giving my 100% because I want that second gold medal.
What have you been up to since London? Because you did have some races scheduled for afterwards, but then decided to come home for a well-deserved break. Yeah, it was definitely a well-deserved break. I don't think my body could handle any more racing. It was definitely worn out and ready to come home and just be in the presence of everyone who have been behind me all the way. So it was fantastic to be able to do that, and just having a relaxed time and enjoying myself, enjoying my achievements. Everyone obviously wants to see me and speak to me, and that's also really encouraging because I like to be out there and inspiring younger athletes. That's my focus at the moment, is getting out there and really making sure that the younger athletes stay in their sport and are enjoying what they're doing. I have a lot of parents coming up to me, even here tonight, a lot of the parents of the children coming up to me saying how much I inspired them and how many people are actually doing hurdles now. I mean, it's usually a scary event for people, but now I've got them into the event and they're loving it. So you have this beautiful award now, and only yesterday you were nominated one of 10 nominees for the IAAF World Athlete of the Year, which is a phenomenal achievement. You won it last year. It must be great just to sit back and soak it all up.
Yeah, well, definitely this year is fantastic because it's 150 years for the IAAF, and it's nice to be able to support your sporting government. But at the same time, I don't think I'm the favourite going into that one. We have a lot of amazing athletes out there and across the world, so it's going to be really interesting who wins that. But I can certainly safely say that I don't think I'll be the favourite going into that one.
Well, you're our favourite here in Australia,
you.
of course, Sally. Everyone put your hands together for
Thank you.
Sally Pearson.
Thank you.
Sally Pearson, winner of the Don in 2012 from a star-studded international field.